Today is Mental Wellness Wednesday, which means we're joined once again by Dr. Tracy Alloway, author and psychologist. And believe it or not, happiness may not be what you think it is, and we're going to get to that. But first, let's talk about holiday stress. Hello, Dr. Tracy Alloway.
Hi, Eden. It's always so lovely to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Well, we love having you, especially this time of year when stress is at an all-time high, when it should be at its all-time lowest, right? So what are some of the tips that you've brought with you today to tackle that and to address what happiness really is?
Yes, this is one of the things, holiday stress is one of the #1 things that when people reached out to me or messaged me, they said, please talk about this on Mental Wellness Wednesday. So I'm so glad we're doing that. One of the first things to do is just do a self-check in the form of therapy that I practice in my practice is DBT. And we talk about give yourself 10 minutes. And what are your thoughts focusing on? And this is a good indicator for what your mental state is going towards. So a recent study did this, and they found that in that 10 minutes, if the individual is focusing on the present or the future, that's generally a healthy outlook. But if you're finding yourself focusing on the past and in a negative way, so you're kind of overthinking, you're ruminating, you're playing something on repeat, this could be a good cue that you're really struggling with some aspect of mental health and could be a good sign that you may want to seek help. So that 10 minutes can be really vital.
So in other words, if you were to stop right now what you were doing and set your timer for 10 minutes and then go back in and say, what did I think about? That's an indicator. That's interesting. So what about me time? Is me time something that's wasteful or rewarding? I mean, you hear people say it, and sometimes, quite frankly, I've felt selfish using that phrase.
Sure.
Other times I feel completely justified doing so.
Sure, I hear that a lot too. And, you know, especially this time of year when there's so much going on, me time gets pushed to the bottom of the list. And this is again based on a recent research where they found that when people viewed me time as wasteful or even selfish, they were less likely to have a positive outcome. They were more likely to feel depressed, stressed, or anxious. So having that me time and then thinking of what is the value this me time is offering. So really creating that intention can really help your mental health during this holiday season.
I suppose that if you were to tell yourself that the value of your me time actually is of benefit to somebody else, you could almost convince yourself that you are worth it. In other words, if I were to say like, okay, I'm going to take some me time, but I'm doing it because it's going to be in the best interest of my husband if I'm not cranky, for example.
Sure.
So, you know, maybe if I'm not the kind of person who's willing to take the me time, maybe that's a way you can convince somebody that they should.
Absolutely. You could tell yourself that I'll be more refreshed to be able to care and love my family in a certain way, my partner in a certain way. But I think really being intentional and thinking, what is the value this me time is offering, rather than just saying, you know what, I have an hour, I guess I'll just sit here, but I feel bad because I feel I should be doing something, gift shopping, prepping. So really stopping and thinking, I'm going to carve out X amount of time and I'm going to think, what value is this time going to offer me?
And then finally, happy is not what you think. What does that mean?
I think this is so interesting because often we think we're a very good judge of our own happiness when in fact we're not. There's a lot of research to talk about where they compared lottery winners and even individuals who on the other end of the spectrum who suffered an accident, and their happy set point would return to what it was before that major event, whether it was winning a lottery or having that accident.
They were happy all along. You had it all along. It's like every, fairy tale. You had the power all along.
Right. But I think if we're constantly chasing, psychologists call this the happiness treadmill, where you think, well, if I do this, then I'll be happier. If I get this, if I'm with this person, I'll be happier. And it's this treadmill, there's no end point for us. And the antidote to that is really simple and really concrete. And that is expressing gratitude, just stopping, being present and saying, right now, I'm going to be mindful. What am I grateful for right now?
Where can people reach you, Dr. Tracy Alloway? Because this segment, for example, was somebody reached out to you having seen this and said, hey, next Wednesday, can you discuss this? So where can people do that? In addition to, of course, reaching out to us here at River City Live.
I have a website, tracyalloway.com. I'm on social media, Dr. Tracy Alloway, and a lot of people do connect with me there. And I'd love just to hear more of your thoughts for Mental Wellness Wednesday.
Okay, we're going to be right back with more River City Live.